Good morning on 11:08, 8 minutes past 11 on, what day is it today? Monday, the 22nd of June. You join me on an Excel spreadsheet. My name is Alex, does F1 stuff, and today, what am I doing today? So, if you haven't seen my last fantasy prediction video, we're currently on my fantasy prediction Excel page, where we have all of the races from Australia, Bahrain, China, Baku, Spain, Monaco, Canada, France, Austria, which was my last video. Austria I did at round number 9. This is where I get all of my data from. This is where I make all the tables, and then I'll copy and chuck it all into PowerPoint, yada yada yada, edit it, make a video. Easy peasy. So in that last video, I spoke about a small little change in the maths that's going to come. So in order for me to work out all of this, if I actually just grab the F1 website real quick onto here. So here's the F1 website, if I make this full screen as well. I go to the standings for 2019. I'm currently on the Austrian Grand Prix and I'm on practice 1. I take all of the 2019 lap times, the single lap pace, and I change it by a particular value that I have worked out using a lot of maths to hopefully predict, sort of roughly well, what the 2020 season would have happened. So I'm back on the Excel page, and here is the little table that I use. If I zoom in a little bit, it's quite awkward actually doing a video about Excel stuff. But anyway, here is the values that I changed them all by, and it's worked out by, oh no, that's the race time multiplier one. I can't remember how I work out the, maybe in Australia, maybe? I don't know. Yes, here. Lots of numbers, lots of different bits based on their tyres used, their 2020 test times in the new car, their 2019 test time, the difference between the two, the time itself, the laps, yada 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 yada. Lots of different factors go into making just one little tenth change, or in Verstappen's case, an entire second change in his time. However, every single time, for all of these races up to Austria, it has just been these numbers. They haven't changed. Every single event I come to, the only change that happens is if the 2019 results were different. So every single, if you were to break it down, every single race that I've done up to Austria so far has just followed this exact same pattern. And it's ended up with Bottas taking 7 pole positions in 9 races, Verstappen 1. I've got some stats up here that I'm slowly working through. So it's mainly the races are slightly better, more random. We've got a couple of Ferraris winning and Red Bulls and Mercedes winning, but it's the qualifyings that are buggered. I need to update it. I'm still missing the last 3 races on here, but you can see Bottas got loads of firsts, Hamilton's had loads of thirds, and Verstappen's been on the front row all the time. Now I want to change that, and the way I'm going to do that is by working out a changeable single lap delta thing. Single lap delta is what I call this. It's just a single lap change, how much I'm going to change their single lap pace by. So the way I'm going to work that out, I've been kind of messing around. I've got a bit of paper here. I've been messing around on some paper and some other Excel sheets as well. I've got a rough idea of how it's going to work. I just want to kind of put it into practice right now. So the first thing we need to do is just copy over this into just a brand new page, and I'll probably just call it changeable SLD. Nice and simple. So if you paste that here, we've got all their values here. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing this. Anyway, so I'm going to change each of these by a particular percentage every round, and that percentage is going to change based on like an array, essentially just a list of numbers, and it's going to change by a variable amount. Honestly, this so far just makes sense in my head. I really don't think it's going to make sense to anybody really watching at the moment, but stick with me, it will make sense eventually, I hope. So we're going to change each of these numbers by a small percentage. So we're going to have, for example, damn, I'm forgetting things. Okay, so the drivers, I've just had a look at my notes. So the drivers are going to each race either go 15% slower 10% slower, 5% slower, or 5% faster, 10% faster, or 15% faster. And that's going to happen every single round. That's what they're going to change by. So these ones, if I annotate it a little nicer, so these are going to be slower times, and these are going to be faster times. Okay, hopefully people are sticking with the math so far. It should slowly start to make a bit more sense. So there are 6 different options that we can choose here. Now I'm going to assign a random number between 1 to 6 for each of these changeable SLD values, the percent values, whether you're 15% slower or 15% faster. Now there's just a nice simple way of doing that if Excel wants to work nicely for me today. So random between 1 and 6, and it gives me 1. That's cool. So 1, the number 1 is going to be assigned to going 15% slower. This just helps me easily work out, this isn't kind of super necessary to it, because then all I'm going to do is assign random numbers down this list of the 20 drivers, and then I can easily just go, right, Verstappen was assigned number 1, number 1 is assigned this race coming up, which will be Britain, as 15% slower, so his 1 second faster SLD for Britain will become 15% slower. And then all I need to do is just copy this over and hope I don't get any repeated numbers, which I do, but unfortunately Excel does this really annoying thing where it will constantly update so if I was to just do a small sum of 5 plus 5 in here, it will then update all the boxes, and whenever a box updates or a cell updates, it will update those. So all I need to do is just make sure I then fill in those numbers, 6, 2, so they don't change. I can't have a 6, so I'm going to make that a 5. I can't have a 5, so I'm going to make that 4. I can have a 1, yeah, and then I need a 3. Now, it may seem a bit pointless as to why I'm assigning random numbers to these. I'm only doing that because I don't want to assign it just, like, I could just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, underneath, and just say that's the key for the 15% slower, 15% faster, random numbers down here, it'll be fine. I imagine the statistics will still work out the same, but I don't like having the fact that the bottom 50% values, the bottom half values, are all for the slower ones, and then the top half are all for the faster ones. To me, that just doesn't seem random enough. So if I randomize the array, or the array for the key for the faster, slower, changeable SLD, then in my head it's more random, I think. I've probably lost a whole lot of people on this, but bear with me, I'm going to put this into a practical perspective. So now all I need to do is do a random between here, between 1 and 6, like so, drag that all the way down there. Now again, to stop this from constantly updating, I'm just going to fill in the cell value, so 5, 6, 3, and I'm now going to just skip forward, 2 and 1. Okay, so there's all the random numbers that Excel has assigned to these. So now what I need to do is the new SLD value here. So if I have a look, Verstappen for Britain, for example, was assigned 5 as his random number for the changeable SLD percentage. And if we look at our key, 5 is assigned to going 5% slower. Okay, so if I now create his new SLD value, it's going to be 1.038, which is his base, his core value. Now he's going to go 5% slower, so we need to reduce that by 1.038 times 0.05. Close the bracket. And there we go. I need to make sure those are all numbers by 3 decimal places. There we go. So his new SLD value for the next coming Grand Prix will only be 9/10 of a second rather than a full second. Right, that was an 11-minute explanation of this. I don't know if it was entirely coherent, but what I'm going to do is fill in the rest of these for each of them. Using this code key here for the array over here, and then what I'm going to do is take, if I zoom out here, take the Austrian Grand Prix practice 1 session. I'm just going to pinch this and I'm going to plop it here. So this is the normal thing. Oh, I've just realised the conditional formatting is not going to work on this one. That's another thing I'll have to do. So this is the core SLD values, the ones without the changeable. I'm then going to work out their changeables and now create a new table and see how much it changes by. I'll probably turn it into a little time lapse because I can't be bothered to stop the recording, but I'll see you guys in a bit. Okie doke, so I've just finished filling in those. Little bit of wrapping my brain around it, and I'm fairly sure I've made some mistakes because Vettel was assigned a 2, which is 10% slower. He's gone quicker, so I've got my plus and minuses the wrong way around on that one. There we go, that makes more sense. Norris is wrong as well. Oh no. Oh, it was when they changed from their core going faster to their core going slower. I've got it a little bit backwards. Little teething issues, I'll call them. Teething issues. It's okay. I'll go through all of that. Now what I need to do is, again, using the Formula 1 data, redo all of the practice 1 times, and then compare them to the core SLD value and see if anything changes. Okay, there we go. It was literally okay. All of the positive ones were wrong. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Small teething issues. Like I said, I just got my symbols the wrong way around. It's glad I found them now before I did it for the entire British Grand Prix weekend, and then realised it was wrong, and then had to go through and change it all. That would have sucked. That would have really sucked. Anyway, what I need to do now is I've made it all colourful again. Need to copy it down again. Oopsies. Copy this down to here, and now just rechange the. I'm going to make the back. I don't. No, don't do that. Don't. There's no need. There's no need. Right. Rechange the times. Get rid of these. Plop, like so, and then refill everything in, and it should be good. And here we go, 17.820. There is Latifi's time. So, something I have just sort of come across as I've been doing this, the percentage changes obviously affect Verstappen and Albon the most, and then they affect Ocon, Raikkonen, Grosjean, that sort of group, the least. Simply because they're smaller numbers and that's how percentages work. So I may have to fiddle about possibly looking at a solid increment, so maybe a percentage and a particular increment of time. I'm not sure how that would work. Anyway, let me just sort this data and hopefully, time smallest to largest. Oh, that's, wait, what? I'm an idiot. The laptop. Right. Okay. Ignore the. I need to change it. Oh, no. What was Hamilton's? Oh no. I've deleted the bloody time. Undo button. Undo. Hamilton. Change that to a 1 minute 14.945. Right. Ignore the fact that they're 10 seconds slower. That's me being stupid, absolutely stupid. So, yeah, it hasn't changed at all, has it? So if I just copy this, doop. Oh, what? Is that looking ugly? Come on, do it good, do it good. There we go. Okay, so if we're just comparing colours, the only real change comes there. That's it. Oh, that didn't work as much as I was hoping. Oh, okay, yeah, that hasn't. I mean, I can still do it because it has changed. Like Leclerc has gone faster, Ricciardo's gone a bit slower, Gasly has dropped, Sainz has dropped, and Vettel has dropped. But was that really worth it? For having to work out I could change these increments, I suppose, but then if Verstappen lands on a day that he's 25% faster, he's going to go 1.25 seconds quicker than anybody else. Oh, I was expecting a bit more of a change. I think I can still do it. I think I can still. I'll use Britain as a test run for this and see if anything fancy happens. But also, this is only looking at one of my Mathsy changes, the single lap delta. I will do exactly the same process for my race time multiplier here. So just simply based on the same percentage with their new SLD times and the SLD order to give me new values to change it by, and the qualifying, then a random number, and then I'll get this RTM, which I will then multiply through by their particular percentage that they get. So again, slightly more changes, so we should see something different happen in the races, but I'm kind of happy with the races because the races do seem to differ a little bit, but we shall see. It hasn't exactly worked out how I would have liked, but in addition to this maths change, I will be adding a feature to each of the fantasy prediction videos, and that feature is simply going to be a graph at the end of the championship. So to do with the championship slides, after you've done the differences page, so it goes the gains, then you have the little shuffle animations, then you have the differences after that round. I will then display this graph showing all the differences. So this is after Austria, which I have already uploaded. It doesn't matter, with Leclerc bouncing his way up, Vettel and Gasly having a fight, and Hamilton taking the lead, and then exactly the same with the constructors as well. It's just a more visual representation of what's going on in the championship. But I think that's it. I've been recording for just over half an hour. It's really warm in my room. I'm quite sweaty, so I'm going to disappear and probably go have a shower or something like that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video with whatever I decide to make and whenever I decide to make it. I'll see you guys then.